बोलिए सतगुरु महाराज जी की जय, सच्चे दरबार की जय. Today I want to talk about something that we all possess, that we all have in our lives, but nobody wants it. Nobody likes it. Doesn't matter which part of the world you live in, which religion you belong to, what is the color of your skin, if you are rich or poor, strong or weak, but we all possess one thing in our life that is common, and that is struggle. We are all going through some sort of struggle in our life. Doesn't matter how hard we try to run away from it, how hard we try to get away from it, but somehow, some way, struggle always finds its way back in our life. And when we go through so much, a question always comes in our mind: why this endless struggle in life? What is the point behind this? And the point is this: to make us stronger, to make us grow, to make us uplift in life, realize life from a higher perspective, to gain experience and wisdom from it so it can beautify our life. If not only human beings go through struggle, but every being that is born on this planet goes through some sort of struggle. If we take an example of a caterpillar, its journey from a small insect crawling on the ground to a journey where it can fly in the air and bring so much beauty to its own self as a butterfly, the struggle is great. If you ever see the process of a caterpillar converting into a butterfly, you will be amazed. Initially, what it does, it creates a cocoon, a hard shell around itself. So slowly, the hard shell starts to grow from the bottom, and it keeps going and growing all over its body. But when it reaches the top, the antenna is unable to go into the cocoon. So what it does, it breaks off its own antenna so it can fully cover itself in the cocoon. And then for 5 to 21 days, it struggles in there. It grows. It converts its body into a butterfly. But that process is very painful. It struggles, and time comes when it breaks that hard shell, the cocoon, open, and from that cocoon, a beautiful butterfly with so many colors emerges and flies in the skies. But the process is so hard and painful, but it must go through that. One time, a kid was watching the struggle, seeing that insect struggling and fighting against the hard shell to break it open. So the kid had compassion, had mercy, and wanted to free the butterfly from that struggle. So what the kid did, the child took a scissor and cut open the hard shell. And when the shell opened, a beautiful butterfly emerged from it. Looking at it, the child almost cried. Felt so good that he did something so positive and so compassionate. It made him feel good. Seeing, helping an insect coming out of its own struggles. But after a few minutes, what does he witnesses? The same butterfly was unable to fly and started to struggle on the ground. And after a few minutes, the butterfly painfully ended its life. It died. The reason was the butterfly wasn't ready to take breath in open air. Its organs has not grown fully. The wings did not gain enough strength to crack that shell open. Only then it would be ready to be born into this world and fly in the sky. But it wasn't ready. It wasn't fully developed. The struggle was not complete. So, before that struggle could be completed, the child had ended that struggle, helping it, but in other words, not helping it. So in life, we always look for help. We look towards God to help us come out of those struggles and make us free. But until the time is not right, until we are not ready, we have not fully grown, we always see that we keep on struggling. But sometimes all of a sudden, all that struggle that we are going through ends. Why? Because you have grown. It was time for you to end it. You have learned your lesson. You have gained that strength. But instead of gaining the strength, instead of looking at it as an opportunity, what do? We complain and we blame. But through blame and complain, it will not make our life any easier. Struggle is not only for those who are living in the world. Even saints and sages, when they walked the face of the earth, even their lives were full of struggles. If we look at life of Christ, was it easy? No, it was not. If we look at the life of Muhammad, if we look at the life of Buddha, Guru Nanak, anyone, Krishna, Lord Rama, anyone, their lives were full of struggles. And they are teaching us that in our own life, we must learn to cope with our own struggles. We must gain strength. We must prepare ourselves that when storms do come in our life, and storm will come, doesn't matter how surrounded, how protected you are in life, painful events will occur in your life. Hard winds will blow, storms will come, and we will have to face those storms. But if we are ready, if we are prepared, if we had gained that strength inside, then we can sleep through those storms. There was a farmer lived by the Atlantic Ocean, and he had a farm. He had cows, he had horses, he would cut the feed, he would have chickens, and he was doing great in farming, but he needed help. He needed a helping hand. So he put out an ad to hire somebody. And a lot of people came for the interview, and he would interview them. And when they would see the amount of work they had to do, most of them would refuse, or they would come for a few days and would not come back. He was so tired, and eventually one thin man, a very short human being, came looking for work. The farmer interviewed him, and every question that the farmer asked, there was one answer that man gave: I can sleep through the storm. That puzzled the farmer, but he didn't really care because he could not find anybody. So he hired him, and that man was really good at his job. He would do all of his duties properly and in a timely manner, and the farmer was pleased. One day, while the farmer was sleeping at night, hard winds blew and the windows were knocking and so much sound. And frantically, the farmer woke up and saw that there was a storm coming. He rushed out because everything has to be tied down and covered. And he went to the man. He tried to wake up the worker, and he would not wake up. He moved him, shook him a few times, but he still would not wake up. He got so mad, but he did not want to lose time. So he went out running, trying to take care of all the stuff that he needed to take care of. But he was very amazed when he went out to take care of it. What did he see? That the chickens were locked in the cages. The hay sacks were covered with tarpaulin and tied down. Horses were tied in their stables. Cows were also tied down inside the stables. All the doors were locked. Everything else was tied down. He was amazed that there was nothing to do. At that moment, the farmer realized what that man meant when he said that he could sleep through the storm. Because he was prepared for the storm. He did not have to do anything out of the ordinary. He did not have to stress and go through anxiety in order to take care of everything that had to be done. He took care of it beforehand. He was prepared for that storm. So next morning, the farmer was so pleased. He called him, he gave him love, he gave him respect, and he awarded him with a lots of money. That is what we need to do. Storms will come in our life and nobody can stop them. But the only way to face those storms is to get prepared, to gain the strength, the wisdom that we need, to raise our consciousness, to uplift our awareness, so when those storms do hit our life, we are not stressed by it. We don't get anxiety attacks. We don't get depressed, but we sleep through them. And the preparation for that, my dear friends, is nothing you can do by reading, writing, by taking any sort of medicine. The preparation and the only preparation for those storms is to gain awareness of your higher self, is to gain wisdom, is to go on a journey within, travel inside the realms of your own heart and discover the power that you are part of God, that you are part of that divine power, and you possess so much power within your own self that if you could access that, then no storm can shake you in life. That is why saints and sages, all the scriptures, they tell us that hard events will take place in our life. Hard times will come. Those storms will come and we will have to face those storms in our life. But if we can embark on a spiritual journey, if we can walk on a spiritual path and realize who we are and our purpose here in this world, and uplift and raise our consciousness, then we will not have to be buried underneath those hard times. Then we can emerge out of those hard times very, very easily. And the only way you could do that is through meditation. Gain the inner strength, gain that willpower, gain that wisdom by burning down all the veils of ignorance that exist over our mind. Saint Rumi beautifully said, he said, when the fire rages inside, it burns away 100 veils and it gets you 1,000 steps closer to your destination. But that fire has to be lit first. That is why in life, on a spiritual journey, we need a master. We need a perfect master, a spiritual being who can show us the path that leads to our destination, who can open the door, open the gateway, the third eye, and light that candle inside. Give that spark to that fire that needs to be raised inside, which can burn all the veils of ignorance. And once that door is opened, once that candle is lit, and when we meditate upon that light, and when that light grows, it will burn down all the darknesses that may exist in our life, in our mind, and it will burn down all the negativities that has made home in our own heart. Only then clarity will come. Only then willpower, inner power will be gained, and we can face any storm that may come our way. So dear friends, we have a lot of time on our hands. Let us sit, let us meditate, let us reach that fire inside so we can burn away all the negativity and as much negativity as we can. So we don't have to get buried underneath the mountains of struggle, but we gain so much strength and face any storm that may come our way. So dear friends, meditate as much as you can, elevate as much as you can, gain that purity, gain that wisdom, gain that willpower, gain that inner strength, so life may become easier, so we may uplift and realize higher purpose of life and also witness life from a very high perspective, because that is the only purpose of life. This life was given so we may uplift and merge back with the divine, so this drop can return to the ocean. Let us fulfill that purpose. Let us all work and gain as much benefit from this opportunity as we can. So dear friends, continue meditating, continue your spiritual journey, and until next time, Jai Maharaji Ki to everyone. Thank you all for watching and have a great day.